Hey guys, it's Yana back with more WNBA content. We're continuing on with the series Who Will Make the Final Roster? Next up, the Chicago Sky. Come along. Just like the Las Vegas Aces and the Los Angeles Sparks, the Chicago Sky has a really long training camp roster. They have 18 players, and of course they need to cut that down to about 11 to 12 players on their final roster. They do have some room in their cap space to sign the players that they need to build their bench. They're sitting about under 200,000 in their cap space. They're at 191,000, so that's a okay amount to work with to build their bench and just have those supporting pieces to, make it further in the season compared to the previous seasons. First, we're going to go over who's actually on the training camp roster. Again, it's pretty long. It's 18 players, beginning with Elizabeth Williams, Haley Van Lift, Mariah Jefferson, Angel Reese, Tilly, Ariel Atkins, Allie, Rebecca Allen, Camilla, Kia Nurse, Michaela, Sammy, Maddie, Courtney Vandersloot, Sloot, Jessica, Rachel, Morgan, Aria. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but okay. Now that we know who's on the training camp roster, let's go through and break down each player and if they'll make the roster, in my opinion. So first we have Elizabeth Williams. I definitely think that she'll make the roster. Last season she did suffer an injury early, so we didn't see her throughout the season, but she's a really good player and really good for Chicago Sky, so I have no doubt that she will make the final roster. Haley Van Lift, she's the 11th pick from this year's draft, so I definitely think that she'll make the roster. I am a Haley Van Lift stan. I loved her at TCU. I think she has that leadership mentality and really good communication skills on the court. She did play with for the Olympic team on the 3x3. She did win bronze, so she definitely has that dog in her. She plays good defense, in my opinion. Could she be a little faster in some aspects? Yes, but she'll definitely make the roster, in my opinion. Mariah Jefferson, she's a really good shooter that I saw from the Chicago Sky. They did acquire her last season, before or after the All-Star break from the Connecticut Sun. So I think she'll be really good and she'll make the roster. It's fine. I think she'll be good. Angel Reese, double queen, definitely making the roster. And I'm really excited to see all the work that she's put in through Unrivaled and working with Lisa Leslie. I'm definitely excited to see her progression for year 2. Awesome. Gonna make the roster, obviously, in my opinion. Tilly, I'm not too familiar with her game, so I can't speak about that. Ariel Atkins is from the Washington Mystics. She got traded to the Chicago Sky. So I definitely think that she'll make the roster because she's on the contract, but she's really good, and I think that she'll work well with the Chicago Sky to get them further along in the postseason, or just to the postseason in general, because they just missed it last season. Allie Wilson, not familiar with her game, and most of the people who I'm not familiar with their game, they obviously play overseas or are part of college teams that I don't, follow. And then Rebecca Allen, she brings that veteran leadership, and I didn't see her much last season when she was on the Phoenix Mercury, but I'm sure she'll make the roster. Camilla, same with Angel. I have really high expectations for their year 2. I feel like they worked really well with each other last season, and that's just building on that. She had a really strong season overseas in China, so I'm really looking forward to her year 2 performances. Kia Nurse, another veteran player. She's from the Los Angeles Sparks, so that's gonna be something to look out for. She definitely make the roster, in my opinion. Michaela, she's already been on the team, and we've seen what she's done. I think she'll definitely make the team as well. Sammy, don't know her. She's probably international, not sure. Maddie, she's a draft pick from this year's draft, so I think she will make it. She's from, I want to say, Notre Dame, so I would like for her to make the roster as well. Courtney Vandersloot, come on now. One of the best point guards. Obviously, I want to see her game with Camilla and Angel, how that meshes and how they can, you know, dominate the paint. So that's gonna be really cool to see. Jessica Carter, I don't know much about her game, but I do know I did see her play with the Las Vegas Aces a little bit of playing time with the Las Vegas Aces last season, but she did ultimately get cut. I'm glad she got an opportunity to be on another team, and hopefully she'll get the opportunity to, you know, live out her WNBA dreams for maybe a full season, but you know, we'll see. Rachel, another acquired player mid-season last season from the Connecticut Sun. I like her game. I like her game. But her games with the Chicago Sky last season were really good. So Morgan, I don't know who that is again, so I can't speak on that. And then Ariel, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm not familiar with her game as well, but I'm pretty sure she's an international player. I think she actually will make the roster maybe, but let's work it out. Let's see who's actually going to make the roster. Now that we've seen who's on the training camp roster, here's my list of people who I think is going to make the final roster. Elizabeth Williams, Haley Van Lith, Mariah Jefferson, Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, that's 5. Rebecca Allen, that's 6. Camilla, that's 7. Kia, that's 8. Michaela, that's 9. We're getting up there. Okay. Courtney, that's 10, obviously. Rachel, that's 11. And then I'm gonna say Maddie. I think Maddie's gonna make the final cut. And that's going to be the 12 players that I think would be able to mesh together and get the Chicago Sky further in the playoffs, or just in the playoffs in general, because they just missed it last season. But yeah, don't forget to comment down below who you think is going to be on the final roster for the Chicago Sky. And if you enjoy these videos, I think it's interesting. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much.